The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good morning. It's 10:20, and today I'm supposed to talk about attachment. Not for nothing, I'm probably the worst person in the world to talk about attachment. So I don't have any. So what am I gonna say? Well, I guess I'm gonna start off by saying I think the best thing my egg donor could have ever done for me was disappear and abandon me. Is that a fucked up thing to say? Not for nothing. When I met her later on I was 14 at the time. Because I think she abandoned me when I was like 3, maybe younger. When I met her when I was 14, it wasn't like, oh, it's my mommy. It was like, oh, this is what could have been my mom. And I was able to see her as a person, and what a disappointment. That individual. So actually, yeah, the best thing she could have done for me was abandon me so that I didn't grow up feeling attached to something like her. I was fucked up. And probably the best thing my father did, or my sperm donor, was throw me off the rocky cliff and not look back. He didn't throw me off a real rocky cliff. He just threw me off a metaphorical rocky cliff. That didn't matter. And I used to complain about that when I was little. I was like, why don't I matter? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Lie, 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 lie. Anyways, so I've never really had human attachments, like the need to want to tell someone all my problems so they can stab me. No, thank you. The need to ask for help. Why? So they can manipulate me later and say, well, I helped you with this and now you owe me your life. Fuck you. So I just grew up very independent. I'm sure that's obvious. And I don't know. When I was smaller, I always felt like I was missing out, because there were moms doing their daughter's hair, and I was like a rat's nest, and there were fathers that were doting over their little princesses, and mine was like an army sergeant that was always disappointed. But I don't know. The thing about not having attachments is you really do become stronger, right? Like, if I'm the only one looking out for myself, I become really capable. And throughout my life, when people have tried to manipulate me one way or manipulate me another way, it's really easy for me to just walk away, because if I can walk away from, my sperm donor when I'm like 16, 17, and not for nothing, I walked out of the house and he locked the door behind me, so I couldn't walk back in. So if I can go through that kind of shit, what is a potential partner or friend ever going to do to me that I can't just walk away from? Absolutely nothing. You have no idea the level of unattachment I have. But the problem with that is that it becomes so easy to write things off that your heart compass doesn't have a bunch of things pulling it in a bunch of directions. It only has one thing, and you get to a division in the road, and none of the paths have to do with the one thing you care about, so you just don't go anywhere. And that's really been my problem. I'm it's so easy for me to let things go that, for example, when my truck in 2023 started, was it? No, it was 2024, and started having hybrid engine problems. Like, she has a hybrid battery. It only lasts for like 5 to 7 years or something like that. And then you actually have to get it replaced, sadly. And when I got her, she was like 2 years into that. So in 2024, it was time to replace the engine. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm done with this car, huh? and the answer was no. The answer was, you're going to need a car later. But I didn't know that. So I just have to walk through all these different paths before I realize that, oh, I am supposed to keep this truck. Okay, let me keep this truck. And not for nothing, I do love my truck. I love my truck so much. But if Spirit's like, yeah, it's time to get rid of the truck, I'm gonna be like, okay, it's time to get rid of the truck. Because I definitely don't have attachments to physical objects. I don't really have attachment to living creatures either. That's probably why having a pet has failed. Because I was like, oh, he wants to go be free. Go be free, bye. um, but yeah, so not having attachments made me a really strong person, but made it really hard to follow my path because I'm just willing to give up everything. Because in the end, I don't think I need anything. Is that weird? In the end, I think Spirit is going to lead me wherever it needs me to go, and I'll just do the thing. And whether I have things or not, I think Spirit's just going to provide. Is that weird? It's a hard path to follow, that's for sure. Have a good morning.